Good morning. Welcome back to the Red Mic. Happy Monday. Glad you're here. Do you believe in miracles when preparation meets history? The most famous call in the history, maybe of sport broadcasting, but definitely Olympic broadcasting, almost didn't happen the way we remember it. February 1980. Al Michaels was a baseball announcer. That was his lane. Monday Night Baseball, ABC Sports. Hockey was not his thing. So when ABC was assigning broadcasters for the Lake Placid Winter Olympics in 1980, they had some legends on the roster, but none of them were regular hockey play-by-play guys. Now, Michaels had called Olympic hockey one time before in Sapporo. That did not make him an expert, but it just made him the least unqualified. And he actually wanted to do the speed skating racing. Eric Heiden was about to become the star of those Olympic Games, but instead, Al Michaels got hockey. And he later joked that apparently that at least hockey was indoors. By February 22nd, he had called several tournament games, and when the U.S. faced the Soviet Union, he was on the mic, not because anybody planned it that way, but because he was already there and he was ready. The final minutes of that are burned into everybody's memory. The Soviets were pressing. Jim Craig playing like a madman. He was the goalie. The clock barely moving. Michaels didn't go into this with a line in his head. He didn't plan any of this. He was surviving the moment. He was calling what he saw, breath by ragged breath. And then with seconds left and the puck clearing the zone, he finally had time to think. And the word that came to his mind was miracle. So he said, "Do you believe in miracles?" Yes. It wasn't scripted. It wasn't rehearsed. It was just his instinct turning into history. Now, over a career filled with Super Bowls, World Series, NBA Finals, and Stanley Cups, Michaels has said that moment stands alone. Everything else fights for second place. I mean, think about it. He was a baseball announcer. It was an assignment that nobody wanted, and 6 words that defined a generation. Now, here's why it still matters. The Miracle on Ice wasn't just a hockey game. It was a Cold War snapshot, a symbolic win over a system that many people watching had fled, feared, or fought. That thread didn't end in 1980. Communism is still a threat. In today's skating world, Alyssa Liu's story carries that same sort of quiet power. Her father fled communist China after pro-democracy activism. He came to the United States. His daughter grew up here and became a world champion figure skater, winning the gold on the international stage while representing the American flag. She could have represented China. We know that other Olympians born in America, raised by Chinese people, did represent China. But no, she was a patriot. She was an American. She stood up for her country. She stood up for the red, white, and blue. She did the right thing. Different sport, different era, same through line though. Freedom creates possibility. Freedom creates opportunity. Preparation though matters. If you don't do the work, you're not going to get the opportunity. Sometimes history doesn't tap you on the shoulder. It taps the person who's actually ready. And now that same through line runs through Italy. At the 2026 Winter Olympics, the United States didn't just relive old glory, they wrote new history. The U.S. women's hockey team captured gold. They continued a standard of excellence that they've built on depth, discipline, and relentless preparation. And the men's team did the same darn thing. They climbed that mountain together with the women's team, and they won gold on Olympic ice, not because the world expected it. In fact, a lot of people on the Canadian team have been downright rude and petulant, if you want to be truthful about it. Well, we're still the better team. Yeah, well, look at the scoreboard there, Canuck buddy. Because you know what? At the end of the day, the scoreboard is what matters in hockey. And the American team was ready. 2 teams, 2 gold medals, same country, same values. No miracle slogan this time. No Al Michaels on the mic. Or was he on the mic? I don't remember. No Cold War backdrop. just preparation meeting opportunity again. As with the close of the Winter Olympics in Italy, it's worth remembering that some moments can't be manufactured. They can only be captured. Al Michaels knows this. Do you believe in miracles? Yes. And you don't have to be the obvious choice to be the right one. Preparation is always going to beat prestige. History rewards readiness, not resumes. Freedom isn't abstract when you know what it costs. And that's a tip of the hat to Alyssa Liu and her family, and the strength that her father showed, the strength that she showed in representing her country, not the one with the biggest paycheck they were willing to float to her. So God bless America. God bless the men's team. God bless the women's team. God bless Alyssa Liu. God bless them all. And God bless us. And that's today's Red Mike message. Hope you found it interesting. Hope you found it helpful. Yes, very patriotic today. Maybe a touch political, but I don't see it that way. In fact, I've given up talking about politics at all on social media, at least until the end of Lent. And boy, it's tempting. I'm not talking about it. I'm not commenting on any of my socials. The one that's hardest, I think, is X. The joke about social media is Facebook is where you lie to your friends, and X is where you tell the truth to people you don't know. Well, I'm not doing any of it. So instead of, rage posting or something like that, I'm just letting it float on by and then, you know, swallowing hard and keep going. And by the way, Red Mike messages are leadership and life lessons picked up from 25 years as a public servant, and I'm a public servant again. I'm not going to go into great detail, but did get a job. So 25 years as a public servant, 16 years as a youth football coach and scouting volunteer, and 10 years as a mediocre athlete with far more heart than actual physical ability. And I appreciate you being here. I really do. I'll see you again tomorrow. And until next time, don't forget, life is short. Drink the bourbon. I'll see you.